Hello, Shibon Acharya. In this video, I'll do the section 3.4 truth tables for conditional and the biconditional. That's the topics. Okay, to answer all of the questions from this homework, we just need one table, and that is called standard truth table for conditional and biconditional. Okay, let me write down the standard table here: P column and the Q column, and you have P right arrow Q, that is conditional, and finally P uh, double arrow Q, that's the biconditional. Okay, now for P you put T, T, F, F. For Q put T, F, T, F. Therefore we have a four possible combination: true, 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 false, false, true, false, false. Let's fill out this column. True, right arrow true, that means P is true, Q is true. Then PT right arrow T gonna be T true, T right arrow false gonna be false, false right arrow true gonna be true, false right arrow false gonna be false. What happens in conditional statement is only false if part is true, then part is false. And also you can write this uh, column in that way. Okay, I should say T right arrow tree gonna be true, T right arrow false gonna be false, false right arrow T gonna be T, false right arrow false gonna be T. Therefore you see in the right arrow or conditional only false if uh, antecedent is true, consequent is false. Okay, remember that this is called antecedent, this is called consequent. This is only the case when conditional statement is going to be false. If first part is true, second part is false, then conditional statement is going to be false. Okay, for biconditional double arrow T double arrow T gonna be T over here, T double arrow F gonna be F over here, F double arrow T gonna be F over here, F double arrow F gonna be T over here. In other words, in biconditional, the biconditional statement is gonna be true if both statement has the same truth value. See, TT true, false false true, because they have the same truth value, and biconditional is going to be true by the time. Other than that, biconditional is always false if they have different truth value. Okay, this is the standard table. Now let's do the question number 1 from the homework. A very simple question, I should say. First question is, construct the truth table for the given statement. Sometimes they gave you the value of P and Q, truth value of P and Q, like P is T, T, F, F, Q is T, F, T, F, like I mentioned before. Let's fill in each boxes here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boxes. And for this column, you look for P to find not P truth value. Okay, therefore P is true, true, false, false. Therefore not P gonna be false, false, true, true. Okay, now if you look for Q right arrow not P, looking for this two column. Okay, looking for this two column, Q right arrow not P. Therefore look for this column and this column. One more time, look for Q column, which is if part, not P column, which is then part. Therefore basically we are doing T right arrow F. T right arrow F gonna be, we had it before, remember that T right arrow F gonna be F. Therefore this is gonna be false, F right arrow F gonna be true, T right arrow T gonna be T, false right arrow T gonna be T, right? Therefore the last column we're looking for this second column and third column, and we're going this way, T right arrow F, which is F, and so on. And that is called truth table for this statement Q right arrow not P. Question number 2. Construct the truth table for the given statement. And we're looking for the truth table for this statement here, Q and P right arrow Q or P. Okay, now what you need here is you need Q and P. We already have a column for that. We need Q or P. We already have a column for that, and you do arrow between these two. Okay, that's the final answer. Now to construct the truth table, already you have a standard format for P T T F F, for Q T F T F. Okay, but notice that for arrow what happens is T right arrow F gonna be F. That's the fact. Other than that, the conditional statement is always true, only false if first part is true, second part is false, or if part is true, then part is false, then whole conditional statement is false. Other than that, it's always true. And do you remember for or and I guess, right? Let's do Q and P. Therefore, we're looking for these two columns. We're doing Q and P. Remember that in the and, every time and is false, only true if both are true. Okay, notice that for and, every time and is false, only true if both are true. Therefore, here in this case, you have true and true going to be true, true and false going to be false, false and true going to be false, false and false going to be false. Notice that only true if both are true in case of and. For or is every time true, only false, both are false. Therefore, what happens in or, Q and P, sorry, Q or P is going to be true or true going to be true, true or false going to be true, false or true going to be true, false or false going to be false. Okay, now that's the truth value for Q or P. Now finally, to find the truth value of Q and P right arrow Q or P, we use these two columns. We use this column and this column, and we go this way. Okay, notice that this is the first part before arrow, this is the second part after arrow. Remember that if before arrow is true, after arrow is false, you get false. That's the fact. Other than that, every time conditional going to be true. Therefore, I was looking for true right arrow true, which is true, definitely. False right arrow true, which is again true. False right arrow true, which is again true. False right arrow false, which is again true. Therefore, you see that all truth value are the same, right? All truth value is same. Therefore, I just want to tell you this statement here, P and Q, sorry, Q and P, that's the statement Q and P, right arrow Q or P. Okay, that statement is called tautology, Tautology, because if the truth value are the same, true, that statement is called tautology. Okay, question number 3 is similar. Then other question, you guys finish yourself. Look at the question number 4. Since you have a 3 statement P, Q and R, okay, therefore what happens is for the possible combination of P, Q, R, there is 8 possibility. Therefore unlike you have a two possibility here, sorry, four possibility for two statement P and Q. You know there is four possibility, 1 2 3 4, but if you have a three statement you have a 8 possibility. How do you find the possibility? You don't have to find it because it's already there, but the idea is this: you write P as T T T T 4T, F F F F 4F, and Q as a T T F F T T F F, and R is in T F T F T F T F. You see how it works, right? Look at here, P 4T together, 4F together, Q 2T together, 2F together, 2T together again, 2F together. For R, TF, 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 TF. So that you have 8 possibility for three statement when you draw the truth table. Okay, first column here, looking for Q or R. Therefore, you look for this second column and third column and do the OR. And notice that OR is always true, only false if both are false, correct? Therefore, we're looking for these two column with the OR. T or T gonna be T, okay? T or F gonna be T. Again, notice that we're doing OR between these two column. OR is, every time OR is true, only false, both are false. Therefore, what happens is this is true, this is false. Because remember that false or false is false, true or true is true. This is also true, this is also true. The last one is false because false or false is false. Okay, now you're doing last column, P, right arrow, Q or R. Since we have a Q or R here, we have a Q or R, and P is here. Therefore, I'm doing first column, I'm doing this two, I'm doing this two here. Okay, I'm doing this two. One more time, I'm doing this two. Okay, from here, right arrow this way. Notice that P is before right arrow, Q or R after right arrow. See, therefore, what happens in right arrow, this is not gonna happen. T, right arrow, false, gonna be false. That's only the case it's gonna be false. Conditional gonna be false if this happens. Other than that, conditional is always true. Therefore, if you have T in the front of the arrow, F in the back of the arrow, that's gonna be F. Now, to fill this last column, you're looking for this P, which is front of the arrow, Q or R back of the arrow. Therefore, looking for T arrow T, T, T arrow F. Oh, sorry, T arrow T again, which is T. T arrow T is T, right? And T arrow F is F. Therefore, when you fill this blank here, it's going to be T, 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 F, T, 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 T. Notice that this is only F here because T right arrow F is going to be F. Okay, because of that, T right arrow F going to be F, T right arrow F going to be F. Other than that, this is always true. You can see that. Okay, for biconditional, I'm going to do one of those 5 and 6. Let me do question number 6 and you can do 5 by yourself. Question number 6. Notice that biconditional, what happens is T right arrow, double arrow T gonna be T, F double arrow F also gonna be T. Other than that, F double arrow T gonna be false. Okay, T double arrow F gonna be F. Therefore, this is the case where biconditional is false. In the biconditional, to be true, both statement has to have the same truth value, or T double arrow T means T. False double arrow false going to be T, true. Therefore, let's do this. Let's keep this in mind and let's do this one. Look at the first one. I'm doing P double arrow Q, looking for this two column, and I'm doing double arrow between these two truth value. Remember that there is only two statement, therefore we have a 4 combination. And T double arrow T gonna be T. T double arrow F gonna be F. F double arrow T gonna be F. Notice you have here. And F double arrow F gonna be true. Okay, finally what I'm gonna do here is I'm doing this column. I'm doing this column and Q column, this column. Okay, I use this column, but notice that this column is before arrow. Okay, before arrow. This column is after arrow. You have to be careful. After arrow. Watch. See here? Q is what? After arrow. If we look at this column and use a arrow between these two, but this column must be before arrow. This column must be after arrow. Therefore, you're doing T right arrow T this way. T right arrow T. I should say, let me just draw it this way. Let me draw it this way. T right arrow T, which is going to be T. F right arrow F, which is going to be T. F right arrow T, which is going to be T. T right arrow F. What do you think? T right arrow F is F. Notice that I mentioned before. T right arrow F going to be F, right? Therefore, this is going to be F. Therefore, this is called truth value for this statement, and whole thing is called truth table. It makes sense? That's the question number 6. Question number 7. Okay, there is no truth table you got to fill in, but you got to find that this statement here is tautology or self-contradiction or neither. Tautology is same truth value T tautology. Tautology is same truth value as a T. Self-contradiction is same truth value as a F. Okay, in other words, if you get, like I said before, if you get T, 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 that is called tautology. If you get F, 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 that is called self-contradiction. If none of those happens, that is called neither. Therefore, let's find the truth table for this statement, and let's see, it's going to be tautology or self-contradiction or neither. Okay, now since you have a two statement, what I'm going to do is I just write P and Q only, and notice that there is a 4 possibility because there is two statement has a 4 possibility. I'm going to write this. I'm going to make a column as I need it on this side, but P and Q has to be fixed. How do you write the P? T, T, F, F. Q, T, F, T, F. Notice that that's how you starts with P and Q. You can see here too, right? T, T, F, F, T, F, T, F. Now, next column must be this one. Must be this one. Therefore, because I'm trying to find the truth value of this whole thing, or truth table of whole thing. To find the whole thing truth table, I got to find the before arrow truth value. Therefore, I'm looking for truth value of P right arrow Q. Okay, this one. Now I got to find the truth value of this one on the after arrow. This one. But I need not P truth value first because I have a not P here. Therefore, I'm writing not P column here. Right? If I have a not P, I can find not P or Q. Okay, that's the statement after arrow. Okay, notice that this is the statement before arrow, this is the statement after arrow. Finally, the last column is for everything. P right arrow Q, right arrow, not P or Q. Notice that this is the whole thing here. That's I'm looking for to find the truth value of whole thing. And if I get everything T here, that's called tautology. If I get F, that's the self-contradiction. Other than that, we call neither. Okay. All right. I think this table makes sense to you guys. Now let's do this P right arrow Q for this statement. Okay. And obviously P right arrow Q, you're looking for this two column. T right arrow T gonna be T, F, T, T. Notice that in right arrow only false if before the arrow is true, after arrow is false. Right? Now not P. To find not P, look for this P. Not P gonna be false, false, true, true. Because notice that P is T, T, F, F. Not P gonna be F, F, T, T. Okay. Now I'm looking for not P or Q. Therefore, to find this one, I'm looking for this column. Let me highlight that. I'm looking for this column, and Q column. Okay. Look at the highlighted column. I'm looking for not P, this column, and Q column, and I'm going to find OR. Notice that in the OR, every time OR is true. If both are false, OR going to be false. Therefore, I'm looking for truth value for T or F. What's the T or F? Is T, right? F or F. That's the only case where OR is false. T or T. F or T. Okay. Notice that in the OR, false if both are false. Other than that, OR is always true. Finally, to find the truth table for this statement, I have to find this column and this column, and I got to do right arrow between these two. Okay. Notice that this part is before arrow, this part is after arrow. Therefore, I'm looking for T right arrow T, which is T. F right arrow F, which is T. T right arrow T, which is T. T right arrow T, which is T. Therefore, I see that all truth value for this final statement will be T, 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 the same. Therefore, this is called tautology. Therefore, the statement, the given statement is called tautology. And similarly, you can try for question number 8. But you have to make a table like I did in question number 7. Since I already have a table, you just check what you answer in the last column. If you get same T everywhere, you get tautology. If you get same F everywhere, you get self-contradiction. Otherwise, it's neither. Okay. And I want to tell you the answer. If you try by yourself by pausing the video, the answer must be for this question must be self-contradiction. You're supposed to get F, 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 F. Try yourself. Okay. Question number 9. If you study quantum physics in college and do not understand mathematics well, then you will have a difficult time. This is the conditional statement because it starts with the if. Okay. And the first question is write the statement in the symbolic form. And the P is you study quantum physics in college. Q is you understand mathematics well. R is you will have a difficult time. Therefore, if you look at here, and this is the study quantum physics in the college, that's the phi. You have and here, that's this symbols. Do not understand the mathematics well. Okay, that means what? Remember that you understand the mathematics well. That is what? That is P. Therefore, not sorry. That Q. Then not Q. That's going to be not Q, because do not understand mathematics well is not Q, because you understand mathematics well is Q, right? Therefore, do not understand mathematics well is not Q. Then you will have difficult time. Therefore, that's the R. Therefore, the question is, how do you write this statement as a symbolic form? That's the next first question here. And there's an option here. Let me write down for you. Since we have an arrow here, because if you have if here, then here must be arrow in the statement. Now, after arrow, whatever you have after then, remember that after then, that goes to after arrow. Okay, you'll have difficult time. That's the R, because R goes after arrow, because always then goes after arrow. Before arrow you have P and not Q, but because of dominance of connectives, or you have a comma here, because a comma, this need to be grouped together, and that gives you answer A for part A. Okay, now part B, construct the truth table for the symbolic statement in part A. Remember that there is 3 statement P, Q, R. Therefore, you have 8 possibility. And again, you are not drawing the 8th possibility. It's already there. P, Q, R. See, built in, right? Therefore, P going to be T, 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 F, 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 F. Q going to be T, T, F, F, T, T, F, F. R going to be T, F, T, F, T, F, T, F. Now, again, you notice that you have to write down 1 to answer also here, okay? Now, next column you're looking for is Q. No, sorry, not Q. Why? Because you're looking for truth table for this one. Looking for truth table for this one. Okay? This one is this one. Therefore, you got to find the truth value for this left before the arrow, and truth value for after the arrow. Okay, for to find this truth value, you got to find not Q. Therefore, not Q column here. The next must be the column for this whole thing. Therefore, number 1, you're supposed to write P and not Q, because that's what you want to find the whole thing's truth table. Finally, this must be, since we have R, okay, this last column must be for P and not Q, right arrow R. Since we have R here, since we're gonna have P and not Q from here, and this last column is for whole thing. Therefore, make sure that you have to type this one in this box and this box in the homework. Okay, all right, let's do this column. We're looking for truth value for not Q. Look for Q. You have T, T, F, F, T, T, F, F. You do F, F, T, T, F, F, T, T. Okay, now for this column, look at the 1 column here. Look at the number 1 column. You look for P, not Q, and you do AND. Okay, which you looking for? P and not Q. This is, look at let me highlight that, this yellow here. Okay, P and not Q. P, this column, not Q, this column, and do AND here. And remember that in the AND, every time AND is false, only true if both are true. Therefore, I'm looking for T and F, which is F. T and F, which is F. T and T, which is T, and so on. You can just keep on writing here. This is T, this is F, this is F, this is F, this is F. As long as one of them is F, it's going to be F definitely. See, F here, F here, F here, F here, everything going to be F. But here is F here, F here is FF, but T and T is T, T and T is T. Other than that, is every time is F. Okay, now finally, you're looking for last column here, and to find the last column, you look for this column and R column here. Okay, R column. Make sense? But notice that in this, if you do the conditional here, this is called before arrow. Okay, before arrow. This R is what? After arrow. You guys see that? After arrow. Therefore, before arrow, and then in the conditional, if you have T right arrow false, it's going to be false. Other than that, it's always true. Okay. Therefore, in the conditional, before arrow is true, after arrow is false, then it's going to be false. Therefore, to find the last column, look for this one first, because this is the before arrow. This is the after arrow. Therefore, you're looking for false or true, which is true. I should say false right arrow true, which is true, right? False right arrow true, which is true. And false right arrow false, which is true. True right arrow true, which is true. True right arrow false, which is false. That's what it's here. And false right arrow true, which is true. False right arrow false, which is true. False right arrow true, which is true. And false right arrow false, which is true. Therefore, what happens here is, you guys see that this is the only the case here, the last case here. This is the only here you have a false here. Other than that, statement is true. And the question is, what are the conditions that makes the compound statement false? Okay. Therefore, only one condition here. What's the condition? P is true, F is false, R is false. Therefore, that's the condition. What's the answer? The statement is false when P is true, Q and R false. Okay. When P is true, Q and R false, then that statement is false. Other than that, the statement is always going to be true. Question number 11. Determine the truth value, not the truth table here. Determine the truth value for the given statement when P is false, Q is true. What's the statement here? Statement is not P, double arrow Q. Let me write down here. Not P, double arrow Q. Okay. What's the truth value of P? P is false. Therefore, I'm writing false here for P, not F. I put F for truth value for P. Still, we have a not in the front. Double arrow. Q is true. Okay. Therefore, I put T for Q. Now, not F, truth value is true, and double arrow true. And notice that in biconditional, true double arrow true gonna be true. Therefore, answer is true. Okay. Question number 12 is similar. I do question number 13. It's similar to 11, 12, but let me do that. Again, same question. Find the truth value of statement. What's the statement? Not P and Q, double arrow, not R. But notice that P is true, Q is true. Okay, Q is true, P is true, Q is true, R is false. Therefore, what I'm going to put here is, I put truth value of each statement here. I'm going to put that. Not P is true. I put T here. And what's the Q truth value? True again. Double arrow. Not. What's the R truth value? F, false. Make sense? Here I just put the truth value for each statement. Not T is F. Okay. F and T, double arrow, not F is T. Okay. Now, if you do parenthesis, false and true is false, correct? False, double arrow, true. And biconditional in double arrow is false if both has not same truth value. Therefore, this is F. Therefore, answer is, determine the truth value of this statement. The truth value is false here. Okay. number 13. Number 14. And here's the chart here. This question based on the chart. Here P is there was an increase in percentage who believe in God. Define P as there was an increase in the percentage who believe in God. Q is there was a decrease in percentage who believe in heaven. R is there was an increase in percentage who believe in devil. Okay, therefore the question here is if there was an increase in percentage who believe in God, or watch here, there is if sentence. See, this is the one statement here, believe in God, that's the one sentence, that's the P. Here is or here, that's the symbol for this, or decrease in percentage of who believe in heaven, that is other statement, which is Q. Remember that this is the Q, the yellow highlighted is Q. And then there was increase in percentage who believe in devil, that's the R. Therefore you have or here as a connectives, and also right arrow because of if and then. But notice that if you write in the symbolic form, you start with the arrow, and the end of the arrow goes then part. After then you have there was an increase in percentage who believe in God, devil, that's going to be R. You put the R here. In the front you put their if part. Therefore if part has a two statement, P or Q. Therefore P or Q goes in the front. By comma here, by the rules there is a comma here. Before comma you got to group together. That's the answer for part A, which is obviously C, right? Can match here. Okay, now what's the truth value of this statement? Okay, let's see P is true or false. What do you think? P is true or false? Let's see. P is, what's the P says? There was an increase in percentage who believe in God. Let's see. God here, increase in percentage. What do you think? They increase in percentage here? No, they decrease in percentage. Therefore, P is what? False. Remember that. The chart says there is decrease in percentage who believe in God. But P says there was increase in percentage who believe in God. Therefore, P is false here because chart does not support P. What's the Q? There was a decrease in percentage who believe in heaven. Look at the heaven here. Yes, Q is true. Because yes, the chart says there's decrease in percentage who believe in heaven. Remember that 2003 to 2008 there is decrease in percentage. How about the R? What's the R says? R says there was an increase in percentage who believe in devil. Look at the devil. No, there's decrease in percentage who believe in devil, but R say there was increase in percentage, which is false. Okay, therefore these are the truth value of PQR based on this graph. Now let's put the truth value of P, which is going to be F, or truth value of Q, which is going to be T, right arrow, truth value of R, which is going to be F. In the R, F or T going to be T, right arrow F. And in conditional, if the before arrow is true, after arrow is false, this is going to be false. Therefore the truth value of this statement is false. Okay, that's all about this section 3.4. Thank you.